You mean bread and butterflies?
Oh, yes, of course.
Hello everyone, it's time for a Readathon announcement. So last year I hosted a Charmed themed readathon called the Power of Three Readathon, and I hosted that throughout the whole of October, and it was so much fun. I had a really good response, a lot of people really enjoyed it, so I thought this year it would be an even better idea to do another Charmed themed readathon, still going off the same sort of prompts and based off the TV show Charmed, but this time a little bit different. So this will be the Power of Three Readathon Season 2, Charmed again. We're going to do it as a choose your own adventure / choose your own episode type thing. So each week there will be a different scenario where you'll have to pick which prompt you'd prefer to read, and you won't find out what that prompt is until that video comes out. So basically from the 1st of October to the 8th of October you'll have a specific scenario, and then you'll have a couple of different prompts to choose from in your answer to this scenario. Then from the 8th to the 15th there'll be another one, then the 15th to the 22nd, and then the 22nd to the 29th. Then the 30th you'll have sort of like a free day where you can sort of take a break and get ready for the 24-hour readathon, and then there'll be a list of certain prompts that you can follow to read for that 24-hour readathon. You don't have to follow those prompts to read. You can just pretty much read whatever you want in 24 hours. But if you want to follow those specific prompts, there will be a list of prompts or genres that you can follow for Halloween. Now the other thing with this readathon is I also have some co-hosts, and these guys are all co-hosting as part of a different team which you can join, and at the end of the readathon all you have to do is fill out the form that will be linked down below to say how many books you've read, and then that will go for whichever team you have picked. So you put in how many books you've read, what team you read it for, and then we'll work out which team won. Now unfortunately I did have another co-host who did have to sadly back out because he just did not have the time with other commitments that he's got going on, so that was a bit sad, but we can still do this. So I'm just going to be part of that team that he was going to be hosting for. So the first team that we have is Demons and Darklighters. The co-host I have for this one is Deanna from Deanna's Enchanted Library, or at Once Upon a D on Twitter. And for each of these teams there will be a specific requirement for you. You don't have to read that genre or that type of book, whatever the prompt is for that team. It's optional, so it's not necessary, but you can, it just adds to the fun. So the book requirement for this team is to read a thriller. So out of all of the prompts throughout the whole month, if you read a thriller, then you get a bonus point for following that requirement, but like I said, you don't have to. The next team is Witches and Whitelighters. The co-host for this one is Astoria from @Storybook87 on Twitter. The requirement for this one is to read something with magic. So this can be anything at all as long as there is magic involved. The next team is Ghosts and Grimlocks, which I am going to be taking over the host for. And the book requirement for this one is to read a horror or something with gore. So this can be anything that comes under the horror genre or that you know has some sort of gory element to it. The next team is Myths and Magic. The co-host for this one will be Kaz from Kaz Chaos @ChaosReaderKaz on Twitter. And the requirement for this one is to read a retelling. So this can be a retelling of any kind. And the last team is Powers and Potions. The host for this one is Bianca, or @BinksThinksAbout on Twitter, or BinksThinks on YouTube. Now the requirement for this one is a little bit different. So it's to read the 13th or the third book on your shelf or your TBR. So if you can dedicate a specific shelf that you know has this amount of books on it, and you can pick either the 13th or the third book to read, and it can also be on your TBR card. It can be on any sort of shelf that you designate, as long as it's the 13th or the third book. So they are all the teams. Throughout the month of October we will probably end up doing some live streams as well, where we can just like do reading sprints if you guys like as well. And like I said, there will be a video posted every week so that you know what the scenario is going to be and what prompts they will be. It's basically all going to come together as your own episode of Charmed. Probably a pretty dramatic episode, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. If you have any questions at all about this readathon, feel free to ask myself or one of the other co-hosts, who I'll have linked down below as well. But again, this readathon will start on the 1st of October and finish on the 31st, which is Halloween, which is going to be the end of the 24-hour readathon. I am super excited for this because, like I said in my last readathon, I absolutely love Charmed. It is a TV show that I have grown up with, and it's a part of me, so it means a lot to me, and the fact that I can relate it to reading just makes it so much more exciting. And you can also include some of the charmed books in this readathon as well if you would like. For instance, if you want to set aside a bunch of charmed books to read on the 24-hour readathon, go for it. But yes, so we're not going to know any prompts until the 1st of October. Are you excited for this? Because I'm pretty excited for this. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to post in the comments or ask us on Twitter or anything like that. We do have a Twitter page as well, so you can go on there and check it out. But I look forward to seeing what you guys are reading and your reactions to the prompts. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to this. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!